Hello, Facebook family. All right, so guess what? We are at 29 days actually, which is so freaking amazing. So I wanted to come to you guys today, and Cinnamon actually, maybe she'll lay down a little bit. And today we're going to talk about planning. What am I, sorry about that, guys. Like, what am I doing for planning with this, and how am I planning, and what's happening? So that's what we're going to talk about today. So just to kind of give you a background to make sure you guys know or understand, or maybe I told you before, I am starting in Shenandoah National Park, so a little bit different than traditional. And we're going to walk to Mount Katahdin in Maine. Rick will come and get me by car, of course, and then we will drive to Georgia at Springer Mountain, and I get to hike home, and he gets to drive home. Is kind of the joke. And that's our plan. So because of that, and because I have a dog, because I have Cinnamon, and she, her food is going to be sent to me and things like that. And her, like I showed you guys, her wax for her paws and all that good stuff. We are going to just send all my stuff to me as I needed regarding food and resupply of other things. So where am I going to be? The first thing, which is kind of cool and kind of like spoiled little baby, is around the first 6 weeks, because I'm starting in Virginia, and thanks to the brilliant idea of my leader, Jill, that Rick's just going to drive me my boxes, Rick or Denise. And so just about in the first 6 weeks of the trail, it seemed to be that I see them, I don't know, like once every 4 or 5 days, which is really cool, either Rick or Denise. So that's pretty fun. And they're going to resupply our food. They're going to resupply everything I need. I'm trying to carry only about 4 days of food is my goal. And same with Cinnamon. So I'll be starting, like I said, in Virginia, just kind of give you an update and kind of give you this. Again, this is a rough itinerary, but we want to have some type of itinerary just because of, again, resupplying and things like that. And so roughly I'll start in Virginia. Let me just take a look here. And then it looks like I'll probably hit Maryland around the 15th of April. And then we'll hike on, and it looks like I'm going to hit Pennsylvania around the 17th, these are like give or take, the 17th of April. And then the next state that I hit actually is going to be New Jersey in early May. Again, in even all the month of April, Rick will be, or Denise will be, sending my supply boxes to me. So that's really cool support, and kind of spoiled, but I think it's going to be great. Then it looks like the next state is going to be New York, and that looks like that's going to be around Mother's Day, actually, which is pretty cool. I'll be hitting New York. And during that time, Denise is coming out, again, for more support. It's her home state, so we kind of thought it'd be kind of cool for her to come out in her home state and hang out for a while. And after she leaves in May, it is going to be, wow, I'm kind of by myself for a while. So yes, I reached Connecticut the following weekend, and then Massachusetts, which is pretty cool. And then I reached Vermont. All those pretty quick. And by the end of May, I'll be in Vermont. That time, again, I'm still kind of alone. So this is basically, that's my first time totally by myself, not seeing anyone, not seeing Denise, not seeing Rick, not having that support. So I think it's kind of cool in a way, to be by myself, actually, and really take this in. But the really cool thing is come June is when Courtney and Rick both come out. So I will get to New Hampshire around June 6th approximately, and they're going to come out around June 9th. And so that's really awesome. So again, that's maybe 3.5 weeks that I'm out there, just Sim and I really just being together. And then Rick and Courtney approximately come out June 9th. That's exciting. Rick gets to hit the White Mountains right off the bat. He kind of freaked out a little bit about that. And watching the elevation and being like, oh my God, we got to, what? I'm like, you have to walk. You have to get up and just keep on walking. And so that's going to be exciting times. And that preparation is pretty cool. And to think about that. So they're going to be with me for those almost 2 weeks in June. And then we hit Maine mid-June. And Rick is going to go home for a while. And Court and I are out there by ourselves. So here we are hiking together. It's awesome. Great times at that. And that's the time, I think I told you guys that she ends up, like, we end up staying in a hostel. It's like literally, I think, like almost average of once a week, which is so hilarious. So it looks like, as you know, our plan is, come on, girl, you coming up? No, she knows she's not going to come up. Our plan is that we will hit around, let me look again, sorry. I think around June 30th, we're going to hit the 100-mile wilderness around that time. And Rick's going to come out again for that, because that's like, we've read about things that way of the Appalachian Trail. What's the best parts to do if you want to speak of it that way. And 100-mile wilderness for sure is listed as a pretty significant hike, and like almost like a bucket list kind of hikes type of thing. So he's coming out then, and we're going to do the 100-mile wilderness together. And right after 100-mile wilderness, you kind of really go in to Mount Katahdin and Baxter State Park. So Rick's going to kind of hang out. So he'll take Cinnamon, and Courtney and I will summit Baxter State Park and Mount Katahdin, which is also a really nice, I guess a nice time. Cinnamon has to stay back. She can't summit that with me. So we're going to take about 4 days to drive to Georgia. So now we're looking at mid-July. So again, this is all, of course, just approximate, right? Because who knows? Let's see. Someone asked me a question. Are you taking pics? Yeah. So I'll be taking tons of pictures and try to blog as much of this as I can for you guys, because it's such a phenomenal trip. So yeah, I'll be taking plenty of pictures. So it looks like that, again, all approximate. We'll be in Georgia, Springer Mountain, hitting it July 13th. Rick is going to take off. Actually, we're all going to go to Springer. There's basically a mile back and forth. We're going to all go to Springer and hit that. And then Rick's going to go home. Again, he gets to drive home. And Courtney and I are going to keep on hiking. And it looks like Courtney and I will hit Smoky Mountains again approximately around July 24th. And so at that time, he takes Cinnamon again, because Cinnamon cannot go in the Smoky Mountains. And Courtney and I are off the Smoky Mountains by ourselves. And I'm really excited about that. A lot of people at the Smoky Mountains can be treacherous, the weather, which is why I'm not starting right now. And why I just don't want to have that weather involved. And so for us, we're going to hit the Smokies. Courtney and I get the Smokies, again, it looks like at the end of July, which is so awesome. So funny story I tell on Rick. I'm like, hey, listen, the Smoky Mountains, why don't you stay in a hostel? Because it's like I think we get out of the Smoky Mountains in like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like within 6 days we're out of the Smoky Mountains, right? Like what are we going to do? Why don't you just stay there, because don't come home? So I'm like, hey, check out this hostel. You hang out there, you can be in the woods, you can have fun, chill out. And so I get home, and he's like, hey, I called the hostel. I'm like, oh, that's so awesome. Like, what'd they say? Can you hang out for a couple of days? He's like, what? He's like, I called to see if there's air conditioning. I'm like, you what? You called to see if there's air conditioner on the Appalachian Trail on a hostel? Are you freaking kidding me? Rick, please tell me you did not mention my name anywhere in that conversation. He's like, well, yeah, of course I told him like your exact name, blah, blah. I'm like, oh my God, you're killing me. He's like, well, then I was like, is it going to be hot there? I'm like, Rick, it is July, Appalachian Trail, in a hostel. Sweetheart, you need to find a hotel, okay? So that's kind of the running joke in the house right now. Like, Rick's like the diva who doesn't want to stay in a hostel near the Smokies. Anyway, so then he's going to get Cinnamon at the end of July. We're going to take a day or two by ourselves as a family, and then him and Courtney are going to go home. If Courtney needs to get back, before school starts, kind of to recuperate herself, right? Before school starts, and then I'm by myself again. So August, it's kind of Maria and Cinnamon time, and that's pretty awesome too. I'm going to hit North Carolina, Tennessee, like boom, boom, boom. It's kind of like constant those areas, and then I'm in Virginia, and I'll finish up in Virginia, of course. So I would say the next exciting thing, and this is, I wasn't going to even reveal this yet, but it's so exciting I have to. It happens to turn out that at the end of my hike, I was looking and I'm like, oh my gosh, this, like Benjamin, our son, he turns 21 on September 4th. And so it happens to be so crazy, so weird crazy, that at that time, I'm going to be almost finished. And so I think we're going to fly him in to Virginia and pick him up. I'll hike that day. And then the next day, I have like 19 miles left of the trail. and we're all gonna hike it as a family. So that's freaking cool. I mean, just like, wow, like what a cool thing. And all four of us, and Cinnamon, of course, and then Crazy Nutmeg, the little puppy, will go too. And yeah, we'll all hike that last, I think it's like 19 miles I'll have left of the trail. And I guess just to, as a family, to bring it in, Benjamin being 21, and just what a precious moment. And so our anticipated plan is I'll get done, or Court and I, and all of us will get done early September. And you take a week to recuperate and probably get back to work by mid-September, I think. Who knows? This is just itinerary. Try to have a rough itinerary just because of the resupply boxing and the things that they're going to send me. So that is so cool, so exciting. Of course, if I don't follow it, I don't follow it, and that's the thing. But we want to have a guide, just a little bit of guide of how this is going to go. I don't want to go any faster than that because Cinnamon, they say for dogs, it's really important to try to keep their miles less than 20 miles a day. So I've really tried to keep hers close to 15 on the average, and some give or take some zeros or some low miles also. Also at the end of August, I didn't even say, like towards the end of August, but before I finish, like Denise is going to come up and she'll meet me one more time in Virginia, kind of celebrate the end with me at that time too, and give Cinnamon a break because that's Cinnamon's also her longest time of consecutive hiking, and kind of give her a break a little bit also. So that's our plan. Again, I know it's a rough itinerary. It may change, obviously, but it's kind of cool to see it laid out, and kind of funny how you're just walking, but it's like, wow, like in 4 days, you're covering up to 60 miles if not more. And so it's just really neat. It's been a really neat process. Actually, it was so far. One of my favorite processes of it has been the rough itinerary and trying to figure out like what we're doing. So I wanted to share that with you guys. That's what we're doing. We're 29 days shy of starting. Right now we're working on food prep. I'll tell you about that later, and I do not like that part of this planning. It's also actually pretty yucky for me. So that first part, the itinerary part, has been a lot of fun and really excited. We're down to less than a month, guys, and I'm sending my head off. That's the plan. I am, excited, fortunate to have good support with Rick and Denise, Courtney, and of course to bring Ben involved in it. Like, wow, like how amazing is that? So want to shout out to you guys. Thank you so much, and I hope you guys follow me on the trail. And plenty of pictures, plenty of short videos. We'll just put little things out left and right. And I hope everything goes well, and we make a successful and happy adventure with of course God on our shoulders and the Holy Spirit right there with us as we traverse these states. All right, guys, I'll see you in like 10 days when it's in the teens. All right, talk to you later. Bye-bye.